the soles of your feet together, and it doesn't really matter if you bring them in close, so if you like pick your feet up and actually bring them in close to you, or if you bring your hands behind and lift your butt up, so it doesn't matter. But bring your heels in quite close. Now, if anything is going on in your lower back here, and you'll feel it, like I've got a bit of a sore back at the moment, so to sit up straight, it's a little bit like, to pull forward. So if you feel like your lower back is sort of rounding, just let me know, and we can place like another mat underneath your butt, and that sort of tilts our butt a little bit more forward, so that might feel a little bit more comfy, or sit on your block. So if that doesn't feel great, having that little bit of extra height, and then tilt your pelvis more forward, so it's only like, them little round bones in your butt sitting on the block, and then that sort of brings the spine into more of a natural alignment and can take a little bit of pressure off of the lower back. Maybe. Yeah, try it out. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not good. And then just little pulses with our butterfly wings to start with. So tucking the chin to the chest, almost like you're trying to make a double chin. And then straighten the arms. So hold on to your legs wherever they go, but feel your arms straighten. And this will help us to straighten the back a little more. Nice. Draw the belly in just a little. And allow your eyes to close. And keep these little pulses in the knees just nice and steady, nice and smooth. Starting to tune into your breath. And just noticing how it feels in your body today. Notice if your breath is maybe a little shallower or lighter. Maybe it's really rich and deep. I don't know. And if it is more shallow and light, just really focusing on that breath. So without trying to force a deeper breath, without letting the mind distract you, just focus on your breath. Starting to slow your little pulses down until your legs are nice and still. And continuing to focus on that breath. So the more attention and the more awareness we give to that breath, eventually it will start to slow and it will start to deepen. And we don't need to force it, and we don't need to, pressure ourselves to have a deeper breath immediately. Just like we wouldn't try and force ourselves into a pose that our body wasn't ready for. If we do that, it usually has the opposite effect. Muscles can tighten, maybe it can cause injury, it can become a lot more challenging. It's the same with the breath. So start where you are. Start with the breath that you have, and just focus on that. Taking one more deep breath in, feeling the spine lengthen. And one more deep breath out. Allowing the eyes to softly open. And then taking your right foot and either bringing it into your left wrist or your left elbow. Yeah. Good. And then hugging around the back of it. So it's common in this pose to arch or to round out through the back. You want to stay up nice and tall. So I'm going to hold in my elbow today because like I said, there's something going on in my lower back today. Flex your right toe. So that'll help to protect the knee. And then draw the thigh in. So we're aiming for our shin to come parallel towards the ground. Not important though if it is or not. More important that the spine is nice and straight. And then just little opening and closings with the hip. Keeping the back up nice and tall, and almost like leaning your body weight just a little bit more forward, so that will help to straighten through the back. Keep your right toes flexed, really important. When we have the knee on any sort of, I can't think of a better word than weird or awkward angle, if we're not activating all of our muscles below the knee and above the knee, we can sort of move into not a good position, and this is where we'll start to feel pain or strain in the knee. So make sure the toes are flexed, and you'll feel it, you'll feel the calf muscles all active. And then slowing down and returning your foot back. So moving to the other side, rock the baby, this pose is called, I guess. So bring your left foot into the opposite wrist joint or the elbow joint, and then hug around. So first, tilt your body weight forward and feel your spine lengthen, and you'll feel sort of that stretch then in the lower back. Flex the toes, And then you'll feel the muscles active. Different sides. So maybe you feel like you have a little more room here. Maybe there's a little less room. And I guess we want to rock it like you would rock a baby, so it's not kind of like shaking it or vigorous. It's more like, you know, it depends what baby. This is a good baby that's nearly asleep. A very quiet, gentle baby. It's finished its screaming, I guess. So keep the belly in here. That'll help to protect your back also. And feel the shoulders resting down rather than creeping up. Good, guys. And slowly lowering that leg back down, all the way back. Good, bring your feet out as far as they will go. So with the soles of the feet pressing together, nice. And then hold onto the legs anyway, I guess below the knees, above the ankles. And then lift your chest. I'm going to do like a forward fold sort of movement here. Maybe a bit like a cat-cow sort of movement, so we'll keep it flowing. So on the inhale, lift the chest and feel sort of that arch in your lower back. And on the exhale, round down. So tuck the chin to the chest and arch through your back, feel your shoulder blades separating. Good. Inhale and lift up. So push your belly a little bit more forward, push the chest forward and squeeze the elbows into the sides. On the exhale, rounding through the back, tuck the chin up really, really high and draw the belly in. Good, guys. So continue to move through these two movements. On the inhale, really exaggerate how you press the chest forward, squeeze the elbows in and draw the shoulders down. And then on your exhale breath, really exaggerate that arching backwards. So feel your upper back really broadening. If it feels good, you can close your eyes and really focus on these two movements and these two breaths. Moving in a way that feels good for your body. So it's early. Maybe we're not going as deep or as full as we know that we can before, but doing what feels nice and just warming up, checking into your range of movement, being gentle with your body and being generous with your breath. Okay. Taking one more round wherever you are. So slow, deep, steady movements, really feeling every sensation that comes up. And the last exhale, really rounding. Good. Use your inhale to come back to center. Cross your feet over, so cross your ankles, I guess. Bring the hands forward. Big toes touch, and then take your knees as wide apart as they will go. So bring the big toes together so they're side by side, and take the knees as far away from each other. And then reach the hands all the way out in front, coming into like a wide-legged child's pose. Beautiful. Nice. Yeah, or however you like to get there. Perfect. Good. And then feel the arms reaching out in front. So keeping this pose still a little bit active, and feel your butt pressing back towards your heels. So feel this nice sort of deep stretch down the inner thighs and through the hips. And having the legs really, really wide like this gives us plenty of room for our belly and for our chest to lower. So again, if there's anything going on in the lower back, this pose hopefully will feel really, really nice because we've got room to soften down. We've got room to allow those muscles to lengthen. So continue to keep the fingertips reaching forward and continue to feel the shoulders drawing back. Staying connected to your breath. Feel the hips sinking back, and then feel that entire length down the sides of your body. So the more space that we can create in the front, the back, and the sides of the body, the easier it's going to be for our breath. The more air we're going to be able to breathe in on our inhale and expand the lungs more. And then the same for the exhale. The more effortlessly we're going to be able to breathe out. Because there's no restrictions. There's no compression on the lungs. Guys. And from here, just lift the head up a little bit. And take your right hand underneath the left. So the right hand will come all the way underneath the left, kind of like a little mini thread the needle. The right hand all the way under. That's right. And then drop the right shoulder down and maybe drop the right temple down. So you're looking towards the right side of the room. Yeah. And then, yeah, perfect, Jade. And then take your left arm more and more towards the right side of the room. So over your ear, not cutting off through your neck. Still feeling the hips pressing down. Is that okay? Yeah. Yes. So keep reaching the left hand more forward. Keep pressing the hips further back and keep reaching the right arm more towards the left. So you're spreading your body out in every direction, finding that length and finding that space. Take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. And use your inhale to come back to center. So both hands reach all the way out in front. And then transition to the other side. So bring the left hand underneath. And really reach the left hand away from you. Maybe drop to the left shoulder. Maybe to the left temple. And then the right hand starts to walk more and more towards the left side. So you feel that little bit of a gentle twist in the body. And that little bit of an opening through the front of the chest. Keep the hips pressing back. Keep your right arm reaching strongly forward so that maybe the upper arm is closer to the ear rather than in front of the face. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. And out. Use your inhale to come all the way back to center. Nice. And then walk the hands in just a little bit so you can lift yourself up. Tuck your toes, bring your knees underneath your hips for the tabletop. And a few cat-cow poses here. So bring your hands just, I guess, a little bit more forward. So they're a little bit of an angle, not directly under the shoulders. Just gives us a little bit more room. And take the knees just a little bit wider than hip distance. Good. So like we did when we were seated in our wide butterfly, on the inhale, drop the belly, stick the chest forward and up. Maybe take the gaze up. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. And then on the exhale, rounding through the spine, tuck your chin to your chest, draw the belly button up high and press the hips a little bit forward. And so using your breath to move through these movements, inhale into your cow pose, so the butt sticks up. Press the palms into the ground so you can lengthen the arms and lift the chest. And then on the exhale, rounding, drawing the belly button up high and feel that space in between the shoulder blades. Maybe closing your eyes, focusing on how these two movements and these two breaths feel in the body. No rush, just flowing with your breath, staying connected to your movements, being mindful of the way that you move your body, feeling all 10 fingers pressing into the ground evenly, pressing your feet pressing into the ground. And gradually with the breath, finding a little bit more range of movement in the body, starting to release the muscles, starting to lengthen. It's taking one more round. So whether it be the inhale, the exhale, exhale or the inhale, we'll all meet back in the tabletop position. Good. So feeling nice and steady on your four limbs that are on the ground. I'm going to inhale the right leg up for half balancing table. Nice. And then find your balance here. And when you're ready, inhale the left hand up for full balancing table. Beautiful. Good. So the thumb faces directly up towards the ceiling. Yes. And then reach the left fingers forward. Draw the left shoulder back. It doesn't matter if you're a toe pointer or a toe flexor, but really press your right foot further back, but draw the right hip in. Good. and then press through the right fingertips to lift the body up just a little bit. Lift the belly, deep breath in. Exhale and lower down. And then to the opposite side, so the left leg lifts, really strong, really active. Find your balance and then start to lift the right hand up, thumb facing up, spread the fingers, so make every bit of your arm really active. Draw the belly in and then reach forward and push back, but draw your shoulder and your hip in. Draw the belly in, press through the left fingertips and find a little bit more height. Deep breath in. And exhale to lower down. With some hip circles. So just making really big circles with the hips in one direction. So my teacher told me to try and describe this sort of pose. I think she really loves Nutella. So your butt is the spoon. And you know when you've run, like, I like peanut paste, so this would be more like I would go for. You know when you've run out and there's that tiny bit underneath the lip of the jar and you can't get it out? So you describe it like your butt is the spoon and you want to get out every last bit of Nutella or peanut paste. So you have to really make your circles exaggerated and deep and big. We don't want to miss any of that paste. Maybe it's Vegemite or relish, I don't know. And then moving in the opposite direction and taking the butt all the way back to the heels. Doesn't matter what this pose looks like, you can bend into the elbows, you can come into sort of like a uppish dog cobra pose. Doesn't matter. Maybe closing your eyes, so it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. It becomes more about how it feels in your body rather than how it looks. Keeping the toes tucked under will all meet back in the child's pose. And then turn your palms up to face the ceiling. And so just releasing the wrists a little bit. And if it's comfy, keep all 10 toes tucked under. If it's not comfy, of course, untuck the toes and come into more of a traditional child's pose. Yeah, feel the head hang heavy down. Yep, perfect. And then focus on releasing the muscles of the lower back. So if you feel that tightness and that tension, it's kind of like your back muscles are trying to hold you up and not put too much weight onto your thighs or onto the ground. See if breath by breath you can start to soften. You can start to release. Guys, turn the palms back over. Reach the fingertips as far forward as they will go. On your inhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round all the way forward into your cat pose. And so arching through the back. On the exhale, chest, chin to the ground. Elbows go directly by the sides of your body. Reach the chin all the way out in front. Inhale to scoop forward into your cobra pose. Press the feet into the ground. Lift the chest. Exhale and lower. Bring the hands out to the side and like spider fingers or cupcake fingers, they're called. So cupcake hands. You want to pretend you have a little baby cupcake underneath your hands, so we don't want to squash it. And elbows directly up towards the ceiling. Bring the forehead to the ground so the chin is a little tucked. And on the inhale, lift up. Lift all the way up, pressing into the fingertips. But on the exhale, draw the elbows back, press the chest forward and slowly lower all the way back down. Perfect. So again like that, inhale and lift. Draw your belly in. Keep the chin tucked into the chest. Press the lower or the back half of your body into the ground. Exhale, chest comes forward, elbows hug in, lower down as you lengthen. And then one more like that. Inhale, lift. Elbows directly up towards the ceiling. Feel all that space in the front of the body. Exhale, squeeze the elbows in. Yeah, perfect. And lower all the way down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes. Inhale, lift up to tabletop. And then exhale, lift the knees, lift the butt and hips and press all the way up into downward facing dog. So take your feet a little bit wider than you normally would. Bend your knees a little bit more than you normally would. And lift your heels a little bit more than you normally would. Press all 10 fingers strongly into the ground and feel your chest pressing further back towards your thighs. So with the knees bent and the heels lifted, sometimes it makes it just that little bit easier to bring the chest closer to the thighs. So it never matters if the legs are straight. It never matters if the heels touch the ground. We want to find more of that straightness or that length in the back. Any little movements that feel nice here, please feel free. So it can feel really nice to sort of pedal the feet out or walk the dog, a lot of people call it, bending one knee at a time. It can feel nice to sort of sway the hips from side to side. That might feel really nice. So always checking in with your body. How does it feel good to move for you today? Not how it felt good yesterday. Not to copy what the person next to you is doing. But close your eyes and really connect. Body, mind and breath. What feels best for you today? And then move in that way. Maybe you come up really high onto the tippy toes. Maybe you bend both knees deeply. Maybe you find a stillness in your downward dog and that feels the best. So really breathe into that. We're all eventually finding stillness in our downward dog. So however long it takes you to get there, your choice. And then use your inhale to lift the heels super high. On the exhale, 1 foot at a time, nice and slow, walk all the way to the top of the mat. Take your feet wide though, so nearly as wide as the mat, I guess. Feet are parallel, so pinky edges of the feet are parallel to the sides of your mat, and then come into your forward fold or your ragdoll. So bend the knees. Maybe the belly sort of rests in between the thighs. Either the hands are heavy out in front. You might like to hold on to your ankles. You might like to hold on to opposite elbows. But keep that head heavy, so your gaze is towards the back of the mat, or even up towards your belly button. Anything going on with your lower backs, bring your elbows or your forearms onto your thighs, like just above your knees. So you want to feel good in the pose. Keep the head nice and relaxed, so that way the neck muscles can relax. If it feels nice to sway, gently sway from side to side. If it doesn't feel good to sway, then don't. Maybe it just feels nice to sort of sway the head from side to side. Always feel encouraged to make the little movements that feel good for you. Always feel encouraged to do what feels best for your body. Guys, finding some stillness in your pose. Bring the hands out in front and turn the toes out. So the toes are out, the heels are in, and then squat down into our little Indo squat. Yeah. And then notice if your inner arches sort of roll forward, really, really common in this pose. And if that happens, just put more weight in the outside edges of the feet. Yeah, hold on to your mat if that helps to do that. Sometimes it helps if you do this one at home, if you have a pole or something, that can help. So you can put more weight sort of back. So the knees and the toes are facing in the same direction. Bring your elbows into the knee creases and then lift the chest. Tuck your butt under and lift the chest even more. And guys, deep breath in. Deep breath out, allow the hands to rest down, toes face forward, inhale to lift the butt and hips, and exhale to forward fold. Good. Bend the knees a ton, inhale all the way up to standing. Strong through the legs, strong through the core, strong through the arms as you reach all the way up. And then exhale, hands into the center of the chest. Bend the knees just a little. Spread your fingertips just a little. Elbows are relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. Tuck the chin into the chest. And then allow your eyes to close. So from here, I'm going to bring our body weight just a little bit more forward. So feel your toes sort of grip into the ground. And then take your body weight further back. Press into the heels a little more. Taking your weight all the way over to the right. And back through center and to the left. So feeling all four sides of the feet evenly, and then coming back to the center, distributing your weight through your feet evenly, lifting up your inner arches just a little bit, keeping the knees bent, So you can feel that energy coming up through the ground, through your legs. Tuck your pelvis under just slightly and draw the belly in. Feel the elbows and the shoulders nice and heavy. Feel the back of your neck lengthening. Look towards your fingertips as you open the eyes and inhale, sweep the hands high. On the exhale, hands come down, interlace your fingers behind your back. So still with our feet quite wide. Inhale to open the chest. And then on the exhale, as you hinge forward, lead with your chest, bringing your belly sort of onto your thighs. Maybe the hands start to fall all the way overhead. And so feeling your head reaching more towards the ground. Doesn't matter how far away your hands fall from your lower back. Maybe they move like a millimetre. Maybe they move like a metre. Doesn't matter. Feel that opening in the shoulders. Feel that even weight in your feet. To come out of this pose, bend the knees a ton. Bring the hands back to the lower back. Sweep them along the ground. And inhale all the way up to standing. Maybe coming into a little back bend at the top. And then exhale, hands into the centre of the chest. Look towards the fingers. Inhale, sweep the hands high. On the exhale, again, hands come down. Interlace your fingers the opposite way. So even if you have to interlace them the first way first and then move them over, inhale to open the chest. On the exhale, forward fold. So bend the knees as you lower. Keep the spine lengthening. Move slow so that if there's anything going on in your body, we're not going to skip past it. We're not going to rush past it. Always treating the body with kindness, compassion and respect. Keep the underside of your butt lifting up. Keep the front of your body nice and active. So feel the quad muscles active. Feel your belly active. Use your breath to open the shoulders more rather than force, rather than fighting. Good, guys. Bend the knees a ton. Bring the hands back to the lower back. Sweep the fingertips along the floor. Inhale all the way up to standing. Again, maybe opening the chest as you look up. And exhale, hands into the center. Good. Bring the feet together so the toes touch. Heels are a little bit apart. Knees are just that little bit bent. Inhale, sweep the hands high. Cross just the thumbs over. Squeeze your arms to your ears. And if you notice like the shoulders are creeping up too, yeah, nice. Draw them down. Deep breath in. Press the feet into the ground. Reach towards the ceiling. And then exhale over to the right. Keep the belly in and keep that length. So the feet are evenly pressing, the fingers are reaching. Inhale to center. Exhale all the way over to the opposite side. Inhale to center. Exhale, swan dive forward. So reach the hands wide. Flex the wrists. So press the palms away from you. Good. And slowly hinge all the way forward. Good. Bring the hands to the shins. Inhale for halfway lift. Lengthening. Exhale and fold. 2 more like that. Inhale, halfway lift. So press the butt back, reach the chest more forward. Exhale and fold. 1 more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and forward fold all the way down, planting the palms. So bend your knees as much as you need to. Take a big step back with the right leg and drop the right knee down. And bring your hands towards your thigh. So interlace the fingers. And you want your left knee to be either above the left ankle or just a little bit behind. So then we've got room to sort of sink in. Tuck your butt under. So then you'll really feel the stretch in the right thigh. And you can use your palms to press into the left knee and lift the chest. So draw the belly in. Good. Feel that space in the sides of the waist, in the front of the body. And then inhale, sweep both of the arms up, still with the fingertips into the fingers interlaced. Nice, guys. On the exhale, side bend towards the right, so over the bent knee. Is that to the right? Oh, that's to the left. Bend away from your bent knee then. Doesn't matter, we're doing both sides. Inhale to center. Exhale, side bend towards the opposite side. Inhale to center. And exhale, hands come down either side of the front foot. Inhale to straighten the front leg, pressing the toes into the ground. Good. So we're going to do like a moving sort of cat-cow pose here too. So feel your back arching into your cat pose. On the exhale, bend the knee. On the inhale, lift the chest forward. Good. On the exhale, rounding through your cat pose, straightening the front leg. On the inhale, bend the front knee, cow pose, lift the chest forward. And then one more. Exhale, rounding through the spine, straightening through the front leg. And inhale, re-bend the front knee. Exhale, step back into your tabletop. And inhale here. And then exhale, chest chin to the ground, nice and slow. So use your full breath to lower you down, feeling that release in the lower back. Inhale, just scoop forward into your cobra pose. Maybe hover the hands, maybe not, but feel your back muscles lifting you rather than your arms. Exhale to lower. Tuck the toes. Inhale, press back to child's pose. And then exhale, lift the butt, lift the hips, all the way up into downward facing dog. So still keeping the knees bent if it feels good, still keeping the heels lifted if it feels good. Even weight through all 10 fingertips. So bring your big toes together to touch so they're in the center of the mat. And then inhale the right leg all the way up, three-legged dog. On the exhale, bend the right knee and open the hips up. So bring your right heel closer towards your right butt. Yes. Keep your chest pressing back towards your left thigh. Nice. Even weight in both of the arms. And then feel that nice stretch down the whole right side of your body. Continue to reach the right knee up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. On the exhale, take a big step outside of the right hand. All the way outside of the right hand. And turn the right toes out just a little bit. Good. Step the left foot all the way outside of the left hand. And then back down into our little Indo squat. Nice, guys. Good. So the knees are opening out. Reach the hands out to the sides. Look towards the right fingertips and inhale, sweep the right hand all the way up. Following the fingertips with your gaze. Nice. Exhale and lower down. Look towards the left fingertips. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale and lower down. Bring the hands out in front, toes face forward. Inhale to lift the butt and hips, and then exhale to forward fold. Right, bend the knees a ton, press evenly into the feet. Inhale, sweep all the way up to standing. Feel the strength in the legs, strong through the arms as you reach up. And exhale, hands into the center of the chest. Bring the toes together, heels a little bit apart. Inhale, sweep the hands high. If you remember which way you crossed your thumbs last time, cross them a different way. If you have no idea, just cross April, doesn't matter. Feel your hands reaching more, yes, perfect, towards the back of the room, good. And then draw your ribs in just a little bit, Jade. So if we have this sort of pose and I do the same thing, we can put more pressure on the lower back without realising it. So tuck the butt under a little and draw your ribs in just a little so the whole core stays nice and active. Perfect. Yeah, really good. And then exhale, side bend towards the right. Keep the belly in and keep the chest opening. Inhale to center. And then exhale all the way over. So keep the arms strong and reaching. Keep the legs strong. Inhale to center. And then exhale, swan dive forward again. So lead with your chest really strong through the arms as you lower all the way down. And inhale for halfway lift. So either your fingertips are on the ground or onto your shins. So straighten legs, straighten arms. Exhale and fold. Again like that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your body weight a little bit more forward. So that'll bring your hips a little more over the ankles. And exhale to fold. And then last one. Inhale, halfway lift. Draw the shoulder blades together. Down and back, lengthening the body. Exhale and fold. Plant the palms. Big step back with the left leg. And then drop the left knee down. Nice. So the right knee is over the right ankle, a little bit behind. Beautiful. Bring the hands up onto your shin or thigh. And then interlace the fingers the opposite way. So tuck your butt under. Good. And then as you sink into the front knee, press your hands in so you lift the chest and you feel that sort of space and that length down the sides of the body. Good. Keep the legs nice and strong. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. On the exhale, side bend towards the left this time first. I think that's the way most of us did it last time. And then inhale to center. Exhale all the way over to the opposite side. Stay nice and stable. Same time. to center. Exhale, hands come down either side of the front foot. Inhale to straighten the front leg. And press the toes into the ground, and then sort of like that moving cat-cow. Keep your hips nice and even. So if you notice they sort of sway towards the left, just swivel them so that they're a little bit more even. Good. Rounding the back. Tuck the chin to the chest. On the inhale, bend the knee, reach the chest forward, coming into your cow pose, or cow pose sort of like variation, looking up. On the exhale, rounding through the spine, chin to chest, straightening through the front leg. Yeah, good. Inhale into the cow variation, bend the front knee, lift the chest, arching the back. And then exhale, rounding through the spine, straightening the front leg. Beautiful, guys. Even through both legs. Inhale to rebend the front knee. Then plant the palms, step back into tabletop. And then on the exhale, chest chin to the ground. So keep your heels pressing back just as much as the crown of your head reaches forward. Elbows tucking. Inhale, scoop down into your cobra pose. Belly draws in. Exhale and lower. Tuck the toes. Inhale, lift up into tabletop. And then exhale all the way up. Downward facing dog. Good. Any little movements that feel good. Adjusting. And then bring the toes together so they touch in the center. When you're ready, the left leg lifts, three-legged dog. So nice and slow. Sweep that leg up nice and strong. On the exhale, bend the left knee and open the hips up. So really make an effort to bring your heel closer to your butt. So close that it's going to touch. Yes. And then bring your left knee higher up towards the ceiling. Yes. Keep your chest gently pressing back towards your thigh. So keep everything nice and strong. Even right through the hands. Take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, take a big step forward outside of the left hand. Turn the toes out just a little. And then step the right foot forward outside of the right hand. Bring the hands nice and wide. So the elbows are just gently opening the knees. Look towards the right fingertips. Inhale, sweep up. On the exhale, bend the right elbow, reach around your lower back. So maybe taking the bind, bend the left elbow and wrap that around the left knee. Maybe. Yes. So around the knee. Yeah. That's the one. Yes. Where? That's it. Inhale to open. Exhale to lower down. Look towards the left fingertips. Inhale, sweep up. So feel that space and like keep the knees open, Carol. Yeah, perfect. And then wrap your hand around your lower back. Good. Maybe then bend the elbow. Exactly, maybe not. Maybe not. Nice, Amanda, good. Inhale to open. Exhale to lower down. Bring the hands out in front, toes face forward. Inhale to lift the butt and hips. And then exhale to forward fold. Wiggle the toes back towards each other so the toes are together, heels are apart. Bend the knees a ton and then inhale all the way up to standing. Maybe through that little back bend again. So keep the belly in. Exhale, hands into the center of the chest. Keep the knees that little bit bent. Inhale, sweep the hands high. On the exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Just one breath all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, one breath. And exhale to fold. Plant the palms. Take a big step back with the right leg and then drop the right knee. Good. Inhale, just the left hand all the way up. Just the left one. Yeah. Is that right? The left one. No, your other left, I think. Is it left? I hope it's left. The other left. Oh. Yeah, that one. Yeah, take a little twist. Perfect. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, both hands. Sweep all the way up. Exhale and lower down. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale to forward fold. One breath. Inhale to lift. Exhale to rebend. Plant the palms. Inhale, step back into balancing tabletop. So the left leg steps all the way back. Inhale, the right hand reaches up. Nice. On the exhale, bend the left knee. maybe reach around and grab hold of the left toes, but feel for your pinky toe. So that way we're opening through the chest rather than closing off through the chest. Pressing into your back hand and pressing into your front hand evenly. Nice. Good, guys. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to lower down. With the toes tucked, inhale, plank pose. Exhale, lift the butt, lift the hips all the way up to downward facing dog. Use your inhale breath, the right leg lifts. Three-legged dog. On the exhale, bend the right knee and open the hips up. Good, so keep your weight even in both of the arms, so the shoulders are evenly pressing towards the ground and evenly pressing backwards. Feeling that stretch down the entire length of the left leg. Deep breath in. On the exhale, take a big step forward outside of the right hand. Big step forward. Yes. And then a big step forward with the left leg outside of the left hand. Beautiful. Opening through the knees, lifting the inner arches. Bring the hands into the center of the chest. Reach the hands wide. Look towards the right fingers. Inhale, sweep the right hand up. On the exhale, maybe coming into the bind, so wrapping around your lower back. Yes. Maybe holding on to both fingertips. Maybe. Just maybe. So we're coming to standing here, guys. Whether you have the bind or not, doesn't matter, but we'll give it a go. So even if you don't have the bind, we can still come up. So turn your right toes to face forward and then come up onto the left tippy toes. Yeah, bring your right foot in a little closer. And from here, starting to stand, bringing the right leg, the left leg with you. Yeah, nice man. Nice change. Yeah, beautiful. So it doesn't matter where you have hold of it. Yeah, good. We're taking a little twist here. So lift the chest. And then on the exhale, start to take your gaze towards the back of the room. So away from the bent knee. Slow. Super slow. Wobble. Waver. Maybe even fall. Good, guys. So it doesn't matter. We have the knee up and balancing. And slowly coming back the way we came in. So come back to face the front. Yeah, good. And then from here, slowly lowering back down. Nice and slow. All the way back down into our little squat and then release. Like you only got two legs, right? So inhale, the opposite hand sweeps up.
I'm sure that's not how they look at yoga school.
Yes, they do. Bend the elbow, reach around, maybe taking the bind here. All right, so fresh mind coming into this pose. If we think that we can't do it, you're like, oh, I failed on the last, I'm definitely not going to be able to do this side. Well, you're probably right. But if we go into this side thinking, yes, I get a second opportunity, let's try what happens on this side, then who knows what will happen. So bring the left toes to face forward and then come up onto the right tippy toes. Yeah? Inhale and lift. Lift all the way up. Yes, perfect, Jade. Absolutely. Nice, guys. Really good. So good. Yes. And then maybe starting to take the gaze towards the back of the room. Just maybe. Bearing in mind the mats are pretty thick. The ground is squishy. That makes it so much harder. Awesome. So good. Bring the gaze back to center. And then slowly with control, lower down. Slow. Yes, guys. So good. Open the arms and then exhale, hands down in front, toes face forward. Inhale to lift the butt and hips and exhale to forward fold. Wiggle the toes back towards each other. Bend the knees a ton. Inhale, sweep all the way up to standing. Maybe through that little back bend again. Exhale, hands into the center of the chest. Looking towards the fingers. Inhale, sweep the hands high. Exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift, just one breath. Exhale and fold. Plant the palms. Big step back with the left leg, so even further than you probably want to. And then drop the left knee down. Just the right hand. Inhale, sweep up. Feeling that nice twist through the center of the body. Exhale and lower. Both arms. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Keep both legs strong. Keep both arms strong. Exhale, hands down. Inhale to straighten through the front leg. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to lift. And exhale to rebend the front knee. Plant the palms. Inhale, step back into balancing table. Perfect. Keep the right leg really strong as you inhale, the left leg reaches up. On the exhale, maybe bend the right knee. Reach around. Look for the pinky edge side. Good. Even weight in all 5 fingertips on the right hand. And then press into your backhand and feel how that opens through the front of the body, opening up the chest. Keep the belly in. Keep the gaze a little bit more down and a little bit more forward. Inhale back to balancing table. And exhale to lower. Inhale to lift the knees into plank. And then exhale, lift the butt, lift the hips all the way up. Downward facing dog. Nice, guys. The left leg lifts, 3-legged dog, our last one. On the exhale, bend the left knee and open the hips. Beautiful. So keep your chest pressing back more. Yes. And then bring your heel closer towards your butt. And feel that nice stretch down the whole left thigh as you keep the left knee reaching up towards the ceiling. Is that alright? Yeah, good. Deep breath in. On the exhale, take a big step forward outside of the left hand. The right foot steps all the way outside of the right hand. Our last little Indo squat. So lifting the chest and tucking your butt under even more. So rather than having a rounded back or leaning forward, pretend you were like sitting or leaning against a wall. So if you fall back, no big deal, you're like that far off of the ground. So if we fall back, probably that is all that's going to happen, and we're coming there anyway. So lift the chest even more and then tuck your butt even more. So we really feel the length in the back, and we bring more weight then into the outer edges of the feet and off of the inner arches. And feeling that stretch in the inner thighs. Deep breath in. Awesome, guys. And then exhale, hands come down, butt comes down, back into our butterfly position that we started in. And making the little pulses with the knees. Sitting up nice and tall. So really making an effort to, as we press the hips down, lift the ribs up. Yes. Draw the belly in and then lengthen through the back. So we find more and more space through front, sides and back of the body. Slowing your little pulses down. Tucking the chin into the chest and closing the eyes. So take a deep breath in first, more length. And then on the exhale, start to hinge from the hips. Slowly beginning to forward fold. Don't worry about how far you forward fold. That is not the objective or the goal of this pose. So it's early still. It doesn't matter if your forward fold is like a millimeter. So you might be up straight and then, oh, yep, forward fold. That's it. Keep the spine nice and long and keep the front of the body open. Yeah. Draw your shoulder blades just a little bit more together. And then to get deeper into the pose, we don't need to force. We don't need to fight. We just need to breathe. So every inhale, feel the crown of your head reaching a little bit more towards the front of the room. Every exhale, feel that release in the lower back. Feel the gentle pull of the earth beneath you. Slow. Everything is slow and steady. We rush through our lives so much. We don't need to rush here. Use your inhale, slowly come all the way back up. All the way back up. And then bring the feet out again, like we did at the start as well. So a wider butterfly, holding on somewhere below knees, above ankles. And then tilt your pelvis a little bit more forward. So we feel that sort of tilting and opening through the front. And then the same thing, we're taking a forward fold. So your third eye or your forehead is aiming for the little inner arches of your feet. So that way we keep space in the front and length in the back. Tuck the chin to the chest, deep breath in. And then on the exhale, slowly start to forward fold. Doesn't matter where your elbows go, whether they come in or rest on your shins or down by the sides. Move slow. As soon as you feel your lower back bowing, pause in the pose. See if you can find more of a neutral spine. Connect to your breath. Doesn't matter how far you forward fold. Remembering that that is not the goal. Just feeling what you feel in this pose and being totally grateful with whatever shape that you're creating. Being grateful for however far you can forward fold. Doesn't matter, we've become so accustomed to pushing our bodies further and further and further just so we can get to what we think is the goal or the end. But with yoga, that's the beauty of it. There is no goal, there is no end. It's different every single day. Some days you're going to take a really deep forward fold. It's going to feel amazing. Other days there'll be things going on in the body or in the mind, and you won't. That'll be amazing too. So starting to really listen to your body. Starting to treat it with a little bit more respect. Using your inhale slowly, slowly, all the way back up. Bringing your little butterfly feet back in closer and bringing the hands behind, and we'll recline all the way backwards. So nice and slow, all the way back. Good, bringing your hands all the way overhead and tilting the chin just a little bit towards the ceiling. Letting the knees feel nice and heavy. Having the palms facing up towards the ceiling. And then just allowing your breath to filter through all of this space in your body. All of this space from parts of your body that are usually closed off. So our heart can become a little closed. Maybe even our throat. Maybe the underside of us, our belly, our hips, our inner thighs, all the way down into the inner arches of our feet. Places that are usually not exposed. So allow yourself to really sink into this pose. Feeling safe, secure, comfortable in this openness. Feeling your energy move freely. Removing any blockages or any areas that might be a little stuck. Maybe starting to make the exhale breath just that little bit longer, just slightly. Anything that we've carried over from yesterday, any thoughts, feelings, stresses, worries, tensions, by gradually making our exhales that little bit longer, we can start to press them out, making room for the day that lays ahead. Bringing one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest, doesn't matter which one, and then tucking the chin into the chest just slightly. But really connecting to your breath. So when you breathe in, you'll feel that hand on your belly rise. You'll feel the hand on your chest rise. And when you breathe out, you'll feel the hand on your belly lower. You'll feel the hand on your chest lower. So really connecting to your breath, to this movement in your body. Tuning out all of the outside noises. And focusing completely on your inner world, your inner environment. Gradually starting to straighten the legs out. All the way to the front of the room. We're slowly making our way into Shavasana. And if it feels nice, keep your hand on your chest. Keep your hand on your belly. If not, bring your hands down by the sides of your body with the palms facing up. And then let yourself completely rest. Completely drop into this feeling. feeling your muscles heavy and supported by the ground beneath you. Feeling your breath return to its natural rhythm. So there's no need for you to control the inhales or the exhales. Feeling your mind slowly starting to drift. And if any thoughts start to enter, it's okay. It's normal for the mind to wander. But if thoughts do enter, just acknowledging them and then sending them on their way. So giving yourself complete opportunity to rest, relax, absorb the benefits of the practice. Slowly starting to deepen your breath. When you breathe in, feeling the belly really expand, your chest expand, sides of your body, back of your body. And when you breathe out, making the exhale breath just that little bit longer as you press out anything that you don't need. Anything that doesn't benefit you or doesn't serve you. When you breathe in, thinking about all the qualities and the values that you would like to bring into your day today, drawing them into your body. And every exhale, breathing out anything that you don't need, anything that doesn't align you to the life that you want to be living. So every breath is a new opportunity to bring in more of what we want and less of what we don't. Starting to make the little movements with fingers and toes. And taking the movements into the ankles and the wrists, the knees and the elbows. Maybe the hips and the shoulders. Just finding these little bits of movements through your entire body as you feel your energy returning. Taking your arms all the way overhead and lengthening entirely. And then on the exhale, drawing the knees into the chest, rolling onto whichever side feels best. So keeping your eyes closed and just roll to whichever side feels best for you. Doesn't matter, we have plenty of room. Pausing here for just a moment. Feeling body, mind and breath just a little more connected. Feeling a little bit more in balance. And then when you're ready, using your hands to gently press yourself up. And come to sit in any comfortable seated position. Bringing the hands into the center of the chest, lifting the chest slightly, and bowing the head slightly. Continuing to rediscover the light within you so that you can see it, honouring it in you and in everyone. Namaste.